This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560. The Answer.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. The question, which are you willing to give up to stay in Illinois? 312-642-5600, turnkey.pro answer line. 64636DA, turnkey.pro text line. Which are you willing to give up to stay in Illinois? Your job, your pension, or your home? Your job, your pension, or your home. One of those three things, at least, you will be forced to give up if you stay in this state and nothing changes with the political leadership and thus the policy choices. You will give up your home, effectively, its value. You will give up your pension, if you're in the public sector. You'll give up your job, regardless of what sector you're in, because employers aren't coming and employers aren't staying. Jobs are not being created here. And the job creators are fleeing like the place is on fire. Your job, your pension, your home. Which one of the three, and it may be more than one, but we'll just start with one. Which one of the three are you willing to give up to stay here? 312-642-5600, turnkey.pro answer line. 64636DA, turnkey.pro text line. We've done another property tax report updating Lake County property taxes. And we'll do the other Collar counties, report on those. Lake County, one of the highest effective property tax rates as a percentage of home value in the country. So we looked for the first 6 months of the year, community by community, at home sales and property tax data with respect to those home sales in all of the municipalities that comprise Lake County. Give you a story about what's happening. The Galido home in July 2005, Stephanie Galeotto. How about that?
That's good.
In July 2005, Stephanie Galeotto paid $219,000. That's $282 in today's dollars for a 3-bedroom, 2.5-bath home in Grays Lake. The home's 2005 property taxes were $5,300, round numbers. That's an effective rate of 2.4%. She sold her home just a few weeks ago, July 6th, $197,000. Her tax bill this year, $79.71, or about 4% of its sale value. She paid $282 in today's dollars in 2005. 13 years later, she sold it for $197. She took almost a $100,000 hit while paying 2.5% of home value and property taxes for those 13 years. The median effective rate in Grays Lake this year is among the highest in Lake County. It's also more than 4 times the national average, nearly twice the state average. Put it another way, $197,000 home in Indiana, the effective rate, property tax rate, percentage of home value, 0.89%. Yeah. So the $197,000 home that Galeotto was paying $7,900 in property taxes for in Grays Lake, that would be $1,750 in Indiana.
It's a huge difference.
$6,000 compounded annually. I mean, with the rate. 65 Lake County communities we looked at. 4% or more of their home's value each year is the property tax rate. Homeowners in Zion pay the highest, and this is a middle-income community, lower middle income.
Yeah.
Median sale price in Zion this year, homes that sold this year, $116,000. Effective property tax rate, 4.28, $5,000 property tax bill on a $116,000 home.
That's just not fair.
It's destruction. It's destruction of home.
Highway robbery.
This is what I'm saying. So that's a taking. Your home is being taken. So that's why I go back to the question. Which are you going to give up? Your home, your job, or your pension? One or more are going to be taken from you by the political class in this state. That is happening, and it will continue to happen. I don't know how much more information in concrete terms can be provided so that this penetrates people's consciousness. I mean, it does when you go to sell your home. I'm sure Stephanie Galliotto had a wake-up call. William and Jennifer Zahn sold their 4-bedroom, 3-bath at 1909 Midday Drive in Zion, July 20th for $197,000. It looked like a 31% increase from what they paid in 2011, $150,000. So let's, go on the other side of the Great Recession. Oh, really? Oh, bought it at $150,000 in 2011, sold it for $197,000 on July 20th of this year. Tidy little profit. Wrong. It's $150,000 in 11 is really $168,000 in today's dollars. Property taxes that Zahn's paid over 7 years, $37,000. Their last bill being $6,500 and an effective rate of 4.3%. All told, they lost $9,000 on the deal. That's owning the home in the state for 6 years, 7 years.
So they got nothing from their investment.
Yeah, they lost money. It's a negative return. So, and you have homes in Zion that have become like homes on the west side or south side of Chicago. They are unsellable. Their actual market value is zero. Nobody's interested. 3-bedroom, 1.5-bath, 3210 Bethel in Zion sold for $22,000 to an investor who's now just trying to rent it. So that's what's happening. The same thing in Chicago neighborhoods. You buy it for nothing and you just rent it out because there is no market for purchase. And it also freezes out people that are aspiring to home ownership, to laying down roots and then building equity and building wealth over the course of their working careers. Not available here. The previous owner of the home that sold for $22,000. $22,000,
that's awful.
She paid $133,000 for it in 2004, 14 years ago. $177,000 in today's dollars. $177,000 home in Zion in 2004 sold for $22,000 2 weeks ago.
There are a lot of homes for sale in Zion.
182 sold. 182 properties sold in Zion. 220 in Grays Lake. 254 in Gurnee. 240 in Buffalo Grove in the first 6 months of this year. Zion is the worst in Lake County, 4.28%. But Volo, Haynesville, Grays Lake, all over 4%. Lakemore, Lake Villa, 3.6%. Lindenhurst, Beach Park, Third Lake, Round Lake Heights, Winthrop Harbor, Long Grove, Lincolnshire, all above 3%. This is 3 times national average. Kevin in Libertyville, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Good morning, guys. Hey, Dan, it's funny you should say, what do you want to lose? Because I would love to give up my house. The problem is we can't find a buyer. And we live in a very nice
Libertyville's
community.
lovely.
Libertyville, we had our kids. Our kids are grown out of the home. We don't need a 5-bedroom house anymore, and so we put it on the market. We figured, oh my God, this is going to sell in a week. It's so easy to get rid of. The market has literally collapsed. We have no buyers. We've lowered our price 6 or 7 times. It's pathetic. I hear there's so many anecdotal stories about people who own $1 million plus homes are just capitulating and just getting out, figuring they'll recoup it on the long end by not paying the exorbitant taxes. If it wasn't so sad, it would be funny. But you almost want to say, can't there be something done with a class action lawsuit against corrupt, inept politicians I mean, if someone walked into your house and stole $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 plus, you'd be in court in a heartbeat. But what do you do in this kind of a situation?
Yeah, it's tough because we've elected the thieves. Yeah, thanks for the call, Kevin. I appreciate it. Sorry to hear about the situation with your home. I mean, let me just give you a high-end example since you mentioned the seven-figure homes that do not sell. They are not selling. You're in the suburbs, you get above 600. Good luck. The 25,000 square foot Schweppe estate in Lake Forest, 27 rooms, 425 feet of beach on 5 acres. It's been on the market for a decade. The current sale price is $8.95 million. I mean, I know this is ridiculous, but it still gives you a sense of what's happening. $8.95 million. In 2008, the sale price was $18 million.
Oh my gosh.
Its asking price has fallen by $10 million. They slashed it in half.
What are their property taxes?
The property taxes have increased from 118 grand to 145 grand over the past decade.
Gosh.
Right? That's right. We've tried to explain this before. Your home value goes up, your property taxes go up. Your home value goes down, your property taxes go up. One thing is constant in Illinois. Your property taxes are going to continue to go up because the spend goes up. And the spend in the suburbs, driven by local school districts, it is always increasing. Enrollment's up, enrollment's down. Doesn't matter. Spend is increasing, property taxes are increasing. Pension benefits, salary and pension benefits, escalating. The unfunded liabilities escalating, property taxes increasing. That's the constant. So home equity declining, if not being completely eviscerated. The same price as the Schweppe estate. For the same price, $8.95 million. Gets you $5,800.
5,800?
Excuse me, 1,500 square feet. 5,800 square foot, 5-bedroom, 1/3 of an acre in Beverly Hills. Its tax bill is 40% of the Schweppe's estate in Beverly Hills, California. Doesn't get you as much property, but
taxes? What is their deal in California?
yeah, they've got the cap from the referendum in the 80s. The one
They're
positive
lucky.
tax policy in California. Well, that's right. Lewis in Dayton, Texas.
Good morning, Dan. How you doing this morning?
Morning.
I listen to your guys' show to be well informed. So I have a question and a comment. But before I get to that, I'd like to tell you, Dan, my dad last year sold his home in Illinois, in Grays Lake. It was built in 1979. He paid $178,000 for it 10 years ago. It's a 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom. He actually lost on that because he only was able to sell it for $165,000. He moved out here, bought a 2-acre home built in 2002. It is a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, and he only paid $99,000 for it.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
But my first question would be: is after everything, you listening to all the stats and everything you guys always throw out about Illinois, why is it that people aren't catching on to what's going on out there? I mean, everything I hear is people are losing this and losing that, and they're taking it away, but yet we still have a lot of Democratic people out there that are still voting for these same people in office. Even though they're taking everything away from them, they are still voting these people in office.
Yeah.
And that would be my first question. My comment would be is not what am I willing to give up to stay in Illinois. It is what is Illinois willing to do to keep me? Because if I leave, I take my money, my tax dollars with me. That's money that doesn't get pumped into the local economy there. I don't understand that part. Maybe you can inform me a lot better, Dan. I appreciate it.
Lewis, thanks for the call. I mean, that is the right question. What is Illinois willing to do to keep me here? That's the right question. That's what politicians should be asking themselves, but they're not. They don't care. Leave. Go ahead, leave. That's the attitude.
Yeah, because they'll line their coffers and then they'll leave too eventually.
Well, right. And also,
when they retire.
I mean, you leave, the productive people leave, as has been happening for 2 decades here, increasing in pace. And who's left? Champagne socialists that will take the financial hit in the name of cultural Marxism, and beneficiaries of transfer payments. That's it. There's no middle. It's effectively California. And the other reason that people continue to vote for Democrats is because the Republicans have been complicit in all of this and have no message on the topic either. What's the one-off talk intermittently about property tax caps from the likes of, a pathological liar like Ronner or these other longtime political hacks in charge of the Illinois Republican Party in the House and the Senate? Who's buying what they're selling to the extent they're selling anything? Nobody. Why would they? We've only had, Durkin and Brady in the House and the Senate, 40 years combined to do something about this. How's it going? So why would anybody place any credibility with the Republican Party? Who's making the case? Some candidates are. Challengers are, finally. Pam in Brookfield, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
I'm on the air just to say love
Hi,
you
Pam.
guys, but you got the wrong question.
Pam.
What am I
sorry,
willing
sorry,
to give up that's already been taken from us?
Uh-huh.
The question is, why am I willing to stay?
Well, why are you?
The reason I'm willing to stay is because I believe change is possible, not through politics and pretense and taxes and this and that, but we the people stand up. And I'm willing to stay. It's not because I have no choice, but I'm not willing to run. I'll stand my ground, as the famous Tom Petty said.
Okay.
I'll stand my ground. Why do we stay? Because there's something deep inside of us that let's quit the politics and get we the people back together and cut the crap.
Well,
so I love you guys. Thank you.
Well, we stay because this is a world-class city, and we stay because our family's here. And we stay because our families helped, they came to this country and helped develop this town. I mean, I don't know about you personally, but I know my uncle helped build John Hancock, put up the drywall. My grandpa helped Swedish Engineers Club with a number of buildings, and our history's here. That's why we stay.
Yeah, no, I think it's not an easy thing to leave a place that you don't want to leave. That's the sad commentary. People are doing it anyway. They don't want to leave. Mm-mm. They're pressed to leave. Ben in Oswego, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Yes, hi, Dan and Amy. I'm leaving. This is ridiculous. I live in Oswego. My property taxes, it's minor compared to what everybody else is paying, but in context, I'm paying actually, Kendall County has been rated the highest tax county in the country per capita, and I've been getting crushed for the last 15 years. I had enough. I'm going down to Tennessee, where all my friends are actually going to. Everybody's going down there, no state income tax. Why the hell? Excuse my language. Why would I want to live in this state?
Thanks for the call, Ben. I don't have a great answer for you other than the one that Amy gave, but that's what keeps people here. Obviously, the ties that bind family and friends. Job, or you don't want to disrupt your kids' schooling. I get it.
And the sports teams. Kidding.
Yeah, you don't want to.
You don't want to miss a Bears game.
White Sox, obviously.
Cubs.
You can come in. You can fly in and out though to see Sox games.
Yeah. You'll always have a seat.
The what?
It'll never be sold out.
There are good seats available. Vince in St. Charles.
Morning, guys. Of course, I would probably have to give up the job. I look around, drive around the area a lot, and I see a lot of nice houses and would love to buy them, would love to own them. But I can't stay in Illinois, so you're stuck. You want to stay here, like Amy said, but you can't because you're afraid of what's going to happen. I get into a discussion with a friend of mine at work, and he seems to think that all the states are alike. And I say they're not. He says, he laughed at me because I want to leave. And he kind of jokes around with it because he puts up things that make me laugh about Illinois being so bad. But I say Illinois is bad. He says it's not. Mm-hmm. So I will try to do my best to get out of here. But can I? Who knows? But I know it's going to get worse before it gets better.
There's no question about that. Thanks for the call, Vince. And we'll see if your friend is laughing when he goes to sell his home someday. Or actually, just tell them right now, why don't you put it on the market just to test it? What you think it's worth versus what it's actually worth. I mean, if people don't care about their homes, the largest investment they're going to make in their lives for most people, then okay, fine. Then you don't care. I give up. You got me. You win. Congratulations, you won. What did you win? A home equity desert. Jim in Tampa.
Hey guys, all of you all on the phone, we want you to come to Florida. I used to live in Chicago. When I was in high school, my family moved down. It took me about 3 years to feel like this is where I live. But you get comfortable, and it's you have a Stockholm syndrome going on up there.
Yeah.
And also, Dan, I've said this to you before. You're like the splendid splinter, Ted Williams. He never left the Boston Red Sox and never won a World Series. You guys got to come down here. You're so good, but you're beating your head up against the wall, against these forces that you can't do anything about. So, and the last thing I'll say is, people, just imagine this moment. It's December, let's say 21st. You wake up in the morning, and it's 75 degrees outside. Your friends in Illinois have to wake up 15 minutes early, start their car, shovel the driveway, get the ice off their window just to go somewhere. I mean, we're in shorts, and it really is better. Not to mention the whole tax situation. So come on down.
Thank
We're
you.
waiting for you.
Thank you for that Chamber of Commerce speech there, Jim. Appreciate that. Mike in Crown Point.
Good morning, guys. The way I look at it, I think they've already passed the tipping point in Illinois. It's in a death spiral. Only way to get elected is to, side with the people that are benefiting from the system. And so it's a situation where there's not much, we just have to wait for it to collapse, unfortunately. I don't see any way out of it.
Thanks, Mike.
Hear about the big stories of the day, then talk about them right here on Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Balance of